Good evening, everyone.
उसका
Welcome to
मतलब
the
ऐसी लेके मतलब
workshop
अपन काली
organized by
पीली
Skillveda. Skillveda is your partner in skill development, offering a wide range of webinars, workshops, short-term courses, and training programs designed to help you unlock your potential and achieve your career goals. We are thrilled to have you join us for this exciting learning journey. A special welcome to our esteemed trainer, Mr. Rajan Kumar Sharma, a national awardee, master trainer, CBSE resource person, parenting coach, and career guide to share his knowledge and insights. Welcome, Mr. Sharma.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Am I audible to you all?
Yes, you are.
Okay, okay. Shall we begin?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, please. Yeah, please.
Okay. Have you granted me the permission to share
Yes,
something, ma'am, here?
yes, you can share. Yes.
Okay. Is it visible to you, ma'am?
Yeah, it's visible. Yes.
Okay.
I am visible to myself first.
Okay, okay. Am I visible to you?
Yes, you are.
So participants have only one option. How can they chat with me? Means, do
Yeah,
they have?
they can unmute themselves and then talk to you.
Okay,
Not a
okay,
problem.
okay. Good evening, dear participants. I'm Rajan, and I think a lot has been spoken about me. So, for the next 90 minutes, the duration of today's webinar is 90 minutes. We shall be discussing about the nuances about some of the principles of HPC, that is Holistic Progress Card. I'm sure you people are aware about the full form of this acronym HPC. Okay, whenever you have any doubt during the course of today's webinar, you have every liberty to raise your hand. Is it clear to you? If you find something beautiful during the course of the day, this webinar, during the course of today's session, you may give me a thumbs up. When you have any doubt or you wish to ask something, if you wish to ask any query is there, any question is there, so you may ask in between. But before that, you please raise your hand. So let's embark on this journey of 90 minutes. And the topic, once again, let me know those teachers who have just joined. The topic is HPC, Holistic Progress Card, Unveiling Holistic Progress Card. Could you please tell me, Divjot Kaur ma'am is there? I can see the name. Ma'am, why there is a need of this HPC? Earlier, the term report card was there in vogue. It was in trend. But now a new name is there, and the new name is HPC, Holistic Progress Card. Anybody from the audience? Why there is a need of this HPC? Anybody? Yeah, Sudip Tobos. Could you please, sir, unmute yourself?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir. So the thing is that earlier it was only report card and it captured only the academic progress of the children. And the
Okay.
HPC captures a holistic, all-round, you can say the parameters that are there, be it social development, their physical development. So all-round picture we can see in our HPC.
Oh, wow. Great, great. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So, in order to record the overall development, overall growth of the child, the holistic growth of the child, this HPC has been designed. We shall not use the word report card because National Education Policy it says that students are not accidents to be reported. So the report card word is no longer in use. It has become archaic. It has become obsolete. It is no longer in use. So in place of this HPC is a replacement of that report card. And this HPC will record everything. And many people will be contacted so far as the overall development of the child is concerned. whether they are parents, peers, the child himself, the management, teachers, class teacher, everybody is a partner here. So it's a comprehensive document. Clear? I'm sure this is clear to you. Anita Mehta. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. So,
Yes, sir.
yes, okay. I'm coming to the presentation part. Is it visible to you?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. Dekhi, my purpose is to make the things easier for you. So whenever you face any kind of glitch there, if the screen is not visible to you, if my voice is not reaching to you, you have every right to speak in between. Please let me know. Otherwise, I'm not able to see your names here. I'm not able to see how many people are there on the other side of the screen. So this is Holistic Progress Card, and the acronym is HPC. I'm your presenter for this very webinar, Rajan Sharma. So NEP mandate. Mandate means an order that is compulsory by law. What are the goals behind it? NEP ensures that the primary purpose of assessment is to promote the learning and development of students. Mean the primary focus, the primary purpose of assessment. Could you please tell me the difference between assessment and evaluation? Anybody? There's a thin line between assessment and evaluation.
जी
What is the difference between, could you please define both the terms, assessment versus evaluation? Could you please tell me the difference? Anybody? Okay. Which one is a bigger term? Evaluation is a bigger term or assessment is a bigger term? Which
Assessment,
one?
sir.
Yeah. Could you please repeat your words, sir?
Assessment is bigger one.
Assessment is bigger. Sir, whenever you respond to my questions, I would request you to tell your name because I'm not able to see your names here.
Okay, this is Manoj Sharma from DPS Itawa.
Okay, Manoj Sharma ji. Assessment is means bigger. It's a larger term. It's an umbrella term under which comes evaluation. Thank you. Means when
Yeah.
I switched on my camera, when I started speaking, means you could assess me. Within 4 5 minutes, I think you will assess me. If the gentleman has sound knowledge of the subject, or the gentleman is just beating around the bush. Same thing happens there in the class with the teacher as well. When the teacher goes to the class, enters the class, now the very first movement of the teacher, the very gesture of the teacher means the student they will assess him. Evaluation will be done by the end of the class. I think you're not able to evaluate me now. When I shall be able to complete it within time, if I'm able to clear your doubts, then you will evaluate me. Oh my God, yeah, good. But now only 7 minutes have passed. I joined this webinar at 5:30. It's 5:39 now. So I think you're not able to evaluate me. You'll be able to evaluate me after the program gets over. This is what? Assessment. So I'm not talking about evaluation here. Assessment. Assessment means covering all the aspects. It captures, it covers everything. Not covers, rather it uncovers. So assessment. And if you wish to write something about assessment, you may write it assessment of learning, assessment for learning, assessment as learning, and there's a beautiful term. One more term is there, very thin, assessment in learning. So this progress card, this HPC holistic progress card will record everything, whether it is assessment of learning. Could you please tell me what is assessment of learning? Anybody? Assessment for learning? No one? Assessment as learning? Assessment in learning? Nobody. Okay, okay, let me tell you the difference between, or let me explain each and every term. Dear teacher, dear educator, the purpose of HPC is to record, to capture the wow moments, the aha moment of the child, and the competencies of the child as well. And it's a different kind of assessment. That's why this HPC will record everything pertaining to the child. It's a 360-degree measurement assessment of the child. Assessment of learning refers to the summative assessment, the pencil paper test. By the end of the term, when the tests are conducted, those come under assessment of learning. Assessment for learning, the formative assessment. You are going to the class, you are taking a surprise test, Monday test, unit test, all these come under the category of assessment for learning. Assessment of learning is the end product. It is product centric. It's based on a process as well. But no, process is not important. Product is important. Assessment as learning is the child is doing his or her own assessment. Sometimes the child goes to the other child and then he or she asks the other child, please ask some questions to me. Or sometimes the child means covers the pages of the book and then he starts reading, revising the thing. This is the peer assessment and self assessment comes under assessment as learning. Assessment for learning means small test, and assessment in learning, you must have seen the NEP books these days, or some private publications as well. You shall find that after the end of each and every paragraph in the books, you shall find certain questions in between. On the side of the page, you shall find some short questions. Suppose the chapter is about Akbar and Birbal, then you shall find some short questions. Who was Birbal? Why was Akbar angry? Where were Akbar and Birbal going? So this is assessment in learning. Means assessment is happening, but it is not so conspicuous. It's not so visible. So this HPC, my dear teachers, will record all these assessments in it. That's why it is called HPC. Number two, focuses on regular formative assessment for learning rather than a summative assessment that encourages today's coaching culture. In order to put a blanket ban on this coaching culture, this HPC has been designed. It will encourage formative assessment, short assessment, assessment time and again. You are going to the class during the recess period. The child is generous enough. The child has opened his tiffin box and he is offering the chapatis brought, the fruit chaat brought, and he is offering that fruit chaat to other children. And in this way, he's sharing the things with other children. So, means immediately you must write the child has this trait. The child believes in sharing. Some suppose the child remains very what we call withdrawn, defiant, introvert in your class, but during the games period, if the child is very active, agile, the child is displaying those qualities, it means your assessment in the classroom is wrong. Means from that angle also the child must be looked at. Third, the shift from testing rote memorization skills to competency based and testing higher order thinking skills, HOTs, like such as analysis, critical thinking, conceptual clarity, comparison and contrast, analysis as we told, and then application. Number four is enabling assessment to help the school system to continuously revisit teaching learning processes to optimize the learning and development of students. It's not a tool that will record the progress, development of the child, but it's a tool with the teacher as well.
चावल लेके आएंगे इस बारी अनावरी
Yeah, the teacher, could you please switch off your microphone? Please mute yourself. You shall be given a window period, dear teachers, and I would be more than happy to take your questions. Don't worry. And you shall be given concrete examples and concrete solutions as well so far as HPC is concerned. So the last one, it will enable the teachers, it will prove a great help for the teacher as well. It will help the school system and the teachers to continuously, constantly revisit teaching learning processes. Suppose I'm teaching with utmost care there in the class, but the desired outcomes are not coming. Could you please define outcomes? Anybody? Manoj Sharma? Mr. Manoj, could you please tell me the meaning of outcome here? Because we shall
Sir,
be talking.
yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, please, please.
Outcomes means, sir, whatever I have taught. Next day, I will go for assessment and I will observe that whether the topic I have taught in the class, there are some gaps by that assessment.
Okay,
And
okay. Wow, wow. I mean, there should not be any learning gaps. So, in order to
yeah,
bridge those gaps, yeah, you are focusing on outcomes. Outcome means end product. Why are you there?
yeah, yeah, sir.
You must know. Yeah, the teacher must know why is he or she there in the classroom. Why this? Why is outcome? Earlier, we used to focus on objectives, but now objectives are not so much important. But outcomes are important. And outcomes, generally, objectives begin with the statement. They carry these auxiliary verbs in them, will and shall. But so far as outcomes are concerned, they have are, is, am, are. Suppose, Manoj sir, suppose you told the children, you told them that we must respect the tricolor. Tiranga is our what we call it's our pride, and this happens. So you taught them, and one day you find a child finds a flag there. A paper flag was lying near the gate of your school. The child picks that flag up and submits that flag to the teacher or to the means office superintendent. The child means cares for the flag. It means whatever was taught by you there in the class, it is reflecting. So outcomes
Yes,
must
sir.
be visible. Yeah.
Outcomes and assessment are very closely related.
Yeah, yeah. And sir, outcomes are, dear teachers, outcomes are student centric. These
Yeah,
are learning centric.
we can say, sir, the assessment is a good tool to
Yeah,
achieve
good tool,
outcomes.
good tool. So that's why this NEP talks about this HPC, holistic progress card. It's not a paper, simply paper that will record the academic grades of the child. No, the overall personality, the 360-degree measurement will be recorded here in the form of HPC. I'm sure this is clear to you, the definition. NEP mandate, what will be the process? We talked about the goals here. These are the goals, objectives. Why? I asked why there is a need of HPC. And I'm so happy that I received beautiful, insightful responses from your side. You may clap for yourself. अपने लिए जोरदार तालियां बजा लीजिएगा एक बार. Okay, let's talk about the process. Process means here how. We talked about why there is a need, and now how. Here how is very much important, and then who is very important. Who means the child. We discussed that the child is very much important here. The child is there in the heart of this HPC. This HPC is meant for the child. So this HPC will again it will do the advocacy for holistic progress of the child centric. So there are provisions for self assessment, peer assessment. Peer means the friends, the group, the classmates, along with teacher assessment, along with paper pencil test. This comes under assessment of learning. The scope for alternate assessment procedures that record the progress of children in project based, inquiry based learning, laboratory based learning, quizzes, role plays, field work, group work, portfolios, sports, games, music, any means community visit, field trip. I told you, you are taking the children to a nearby village. How is the child behaving during the journey? If the child is showing excitement, it means the child has an aptitude to go to the nearby village. If the child goes there and he beautifully talks with the elderly people there, your purpose is to sensitize the children about the problems of elderly people. I think you have achieved the outcomes. Then the now what becomes important here? The role of the teacher. The teacher must be a subtle observer. Subtle, SUBTLE. The teacher must be a micro observer, not a micro manager. There's a lot of difference between the two. I'm using the word micro observer. The teacher beautifully captures those things and records these things, and those things are then put all together in consultation with other teachers in the form of HPC. Is it clear to you? Wow. Number three, development of a 360-degree holistic multi-dimensional progress card. It's not a report card. Let me tell you once again, report card, the word report card is no longer in use. It has become obsolete. It is outdated now. The new term is HPC only. Development of a 360-degree holistic covering all the aspects, whether it is physical, whether it is mental, whether it is what we call related to means psychomotor, everything will be recorded here. Affective domain, cognitive domain, everything will be recorded, will be kept in mind while assessing the child. It's a multidimensional progress card which would reflect the progress as well the uniqueness of each learner in the cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domains. You may write, dear teachers, in place, these are three H. Cognitive. Could you please relate the word cognitive with which H? Which H comes under the word cognitive domain? Anybody from the audience? Affective, psychomotor? Nobody. Okay. Cognitive is related to head. The first H. Head means argumentation, analysis, critical thinking, comparison, related to brain, cognitive H, head, affective emotions, feelings, empathy, sympathy, sharing, caring, affective heart. The very first H is head, second is heart, and the third is hand, psychomotor domains. The child is doing the things and learning the things, and be an important link between parents and teacher. This is para 4.35 of NEP. Is it clear to you that every child is unique? Every child is different. So the uniqueness, the unique qualities of the children will be recorded in HPC, but in a very meticulous manner, in a very transparent manner, in a very judicious manner rather. The teacher should not behave in a lopsided manner when he or she is doing this thing, preparing the holistic progress card. So a lot of pressure is there on the teachers these days. Teachers, they have become multitaskers. The teacher must interact with each and every child. The teacher must record the uniqueness of the child, and then in consultation with the parents, with other teachers, with the peers, he must put it there in black and white. So there is a lot of work on the part of the teacher. But don't worry, we shall be discussing some of the points which will help you out so far as the preparation of this very card is concerned. Development of interactive software to enable students to track their progress and get information on their strengths, areas of interest, and needed areas of focus. We shall not talk about the flaws. We shall not call it negative traits. Means, so far as this progress card is concerned, not report card, we must be meticulous. We must be cautious so far as the use of the language is concerned. We must use appropriate language when you are writing remarks. You must take care. The strengths, you must get information on the strength of the child, areas of interest and expertise, and needed areas of focus. What is holistic progress card? It's a new form of student evaluation. Earlier I used a term assessment, but now I'm using the word evaluation here based on recommendations of NEP 2020. It doesn't depend on marks or grades to evaluate a student's academic performance. Instead, it gives greater role to parents in tracking a student's achievements in the class. So parents' role also becomes very much important here. Role of parents and community. Then come students' own perception of their performance. Students, they will delve deep into their psyche and then they will come with certain things. Students will report their areas of interest and their areas of improvement. I'm not using the word flaws, I'm not using the word shortcomings. And what they wish to achieve in school included for the first time. So this has been means self assessment, peer assessment, parents assessment, teacher assessment. I'm sure these things are clear to you. So holistic report progress card, not report card, is a blend of all kind of evaluation and assessments. It will provide you a comprehensive what we call data from all corners. Suppose you miss something, but another teacher is there who is aware about the core competencies of the child. Then what will happen? What will happen? Then you will be able to gaze into the child. Why HPC? I asked a question. Grades do not give a clear picture of student learning. Then what are the substitutes? Substitutes are competencies, other core things, nature, attributes. What do parents, teachers, and students want to know from our progress card? These questions were discussed with the larger community of teachers, parents, and then it was concluded that there must be a document, and that document was named as HPC. What are the various ways in which the school can communicate progress? So this was also needed. Somebody has, I think,
I muted them.
could you please mute yourself? What are the various ways in which the school can communicate progress? That's why this was the need. That's why what was done? There was a need. A need was felt about HPC, and then HPC came into existence. Performance is never static. It's never what we call. It's dynamic in nature. It has to be measured over a period of time. So time and time, constantly, time and again, staggered performance means performance after intervals is to be measured. That's why there was a need of this card. Holistic progress card is competency based assessment. It is based on, you can see Parakh there. Parakh, what is Parakh? It's an agency which has designed it, and Parakh has is on this mission that this will be within the reach of each and every teacher. Earlier, there was a confusion regarding this HPC, that HPC is meant for formative years or about preparatory stage. No, though experiments are being done, but it will be made mandatory for all sections, for all grades, whether it is formative, it is foundational stage, whether it is preparatory stage, middle, or secondary. It is inclusive in learning nature. It is based on inclusive learning. What is inclusive learning? Every child must be welcomed. Every child must be what we call acknowledged. We used to hear a slogan way back, polio drop slogan. Could you please remind me about that? Two slogans used to be there. Those slogans used to be there in the format of advertisement on television, national TV, DD Metro.
Yes, sir.
Could you
Yes, sir.
please?
Earlier it was एक भी बच्चा छूटा सुरक्षा
Wow,
से
wow,
दूर
wow,
छूटा.
wow, wow, sir. Manoj, sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
Great, sir. Great, sir. You are a wonderful teacher, sir.
Yeah.
Now,
And
yeah,
another was दो बूंद जिंदगी की.
yeah. दो बूंद जिंदगी की, दो बूंद जिंदगी की was
Yes.
common slogan. Now, sir, I
Yeah.
can relate. आप मेरे वाले युग से हैं, सर. हम लोग दोनों जुरासिक पीरियड से हैं, सर. No, it's in a lighter vein. I'm in famous for my humor. Okay, Manoj sir, when Manoj sir contributes that एक भी बच्चा छूट गया, सुरक्षा चक्र टूट गया. It talks about inclusive learning, sir. We must take care. Every child is unique, as we discussed in the very beginning of today's webinar. So the individuality, the uniqueness of the child must be respected, regarded. Clear? That's why it is inclusive in nature. Then interactive learning. You must have heard the name of Robert Browning. Robert Browning was a great poet of English literature. Could you please tell me the specification, the quality of Robert Browning? Anybody from the audience? Robert Browning. He was a Victorian poet. He used to write a different kind of poetry. That poetry was named as dramatic monologue. Mono means single. You will find that in each and every poem of Robert Browning, you shall find two characters. One character is speaking, another one is a passive listener. So the listener has nothing to contribute. The listener is not contributing at all. He is a passive listener, and the speaker is one only. So, my dear teacher, your interaction in the classroom should not be must not be like a monologue. It must be a dialogue. So, interactive learning. This holistic progress card will capture interactive learning, inclusive learning, and competency based. Could you please define competency? Don't think I'm assessing you people. No, I'm just sharpening my skills. Dear teachers, this today's workshop, this webinar is a step ahead. It's a step forward. You are going an extra mile. Thank you so much for joining this very webinar. And I must thank Skillveda also. That Skillveda is keen to update and upskill the community of educators worldwide. I'm so happy to be a part of this very community, this platform. Dear teachers, competency is equal to KSA, knowledge, skills, and attitude. So we must take care of the knowledge of the child. The skill of the child must be recorded here, and the attitude. Attitude means aptitude, interest of the child. Then deep insights. Deep insights means some untouched parts, some untouched areas will also be recorded here. Untouched means which can be felt only, impalpable. Those cannot be touched. Those can be felt only. Barikiyan, some meticulous things I told you. Then qualitative feedback as well. Means thoda hai, thode ki zarurat hai. Those things must be recorded in the holistic progress card HPC. So I'm sure it is evident now that it is competency based assessment. It includes inclusive practices. It is interactive in nature, and it will record deep insights of the child, and it talks about qualitative feedback. How does the progress report provide feedback for the students so as to facilitate progress in learning? This was a need. How does a parent know the uniqueness in their child? Parents are not so educated. They have certain fulfilled dreams or desires with them. They wish the child must excel in all the fields, and this is not possible. So, this HPC will act as a bridge. It will bridge the gap between the parents and the teacher and the school. That's why there was a need. When the parent will know about the unique qualities of the child, and when you are consulting with the parents time and again, if you are working in consonance with the parents, what will happen? The uniqueness of the child will be acknowledged, respected, inspected, expected, and corrected. Okay? So, this is the purpose. And how can the progress be a log of performance and conversation with parents and students? Again, in order to take feedback from the parents, in order to strengthen communication and conversation with the parents, there was a need of this progress card. That's why it was designed. Okay, could you please tell me the scientific process of language learning? Anybody? There are four steps so far as any language is learned. Suppose I wish to learn French or German. How will I learn it? Could you please tell me? What will be the first step?
Listening.
Listening. Wow. Thank you, ma'am. Your name, please. I'm not able to see your name, ma'am.
Ma'am, Sir Madhu Jain.
Madhujan, ma'am. Thank you. Listening is the very first step. Second,
Yes.
number one. Yes. Number two.
Listening, speaking,
Speaking,
reading. And
Yeah.
three
reading,
post is writing. This is
and
Yeah.
yes.
writing.
Speaking.
Writing.
Wow. Wow.
LSW are process.
LSRW.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
LSR. Oh my God. I'm so happy to see a galaxy of intellectuals here. Thank you so much, dear teachers, for your beautiful insights. So there's a
LSRW.
scientific, yeah, there's a scientific process, teachers. LSRW. Suppose there's a young child of 1 year, 1.5 year, will say, Beta, say Baba, say Mama. The child will listen first. Then the child will try to speak Baba. On the observation, the child will try to imitate the things. And then comes the reading part. We shall bring a glossy book from the market. The child will have a look at the book, and then the child will try to read. He will associate the things. And then comes the most important part, writing. The most ignored thing. Whether this writing is an outcome of LSR. I'm sure you will agree with me. And what do we do? This suppose this writing part is concerned, LSRW. This talks about assessment of learning. This is summative in nature. Suppose we are asking oral questions, it comes under speaking. The child is listening to us, learning is happening there in the class. The child is reading, but we cannot gaze it, we cannot test it. But writing is the most important part. And dear teachers, these days what is happening? Nobody wishes to read. Children have forgotten to read. So this report card will also means promote reading. When you shall write a remark there that your child uh, shows reluctance in reading, and you are contacting the parents as well, I think some miracle will happen. Otherwise, what suppose there was a child, and the teacher sent a message to the parent of the child. The child was also using mobile phone. The parents were also busy on mobile phone. The parents sent a message. Your son Rajat is reluctant in reading. He hardly reads. He must read. Please encourage him, exhort him to read books or read something. The parent sent a message to the child. Beta, these days reading is very much important. You must go for it. Means the child said, okay, share the link with me. I think now this has become the child means they are busy with the mobile phones. So I think when we shall all together sit, the teachers will sit together, the parents will be consulted, this reading habit may be fostered, may be generated, may be inculcated. Then is it possible to help parents see the connection and possibilities of the direction in which the student is going? Yeah, it's possible. Why? Regular communication with the parents. So this holistic progress card will become a medium of connection, communication with the parents. That's why its need was felt and it was introduced. Then how can the teacher's burden to fill a progress reports be decreased? Now it's a shared responsibility. The parents they will write their observation, their feedback, how does the child behave at home. Other teachers will also write, peer will also write, the child himself will write. So all together, what will happen then? Let's talk about the four C's which have been mentioned there in NEP. There will be clear communication. There will be no gap. Communication gap will not be there. There will be collaboration as well. There will be creativity and there will be critical thinking. So this report card will talk about all these four C's, and those four C's will be achieved again in collaboration with the parents. All above questions can be answered by the HPC. That will be rather that is. It's a pedagogical tool. Pedagogical tool. Don't think it will record the what we call progress of the child only. No, it will provide a feedback to the teacher as well, and the teacher will feel happy and empowered as well. Why? He or she will revisit his or her teaching practices and will come up with something new. It's a process through which both the teachers and the parents will equally participate for the student achievement of competencies. It's a tool to enable society to participate in a student's development and progress. So altogether, when all these parties will discuss the thing, something concrete, something meaningful will come out, and that will contribute for the growth of the child. Let me once again harp on the same string, same tune, dear teachers, that the child is there in the center of HPC. And we are the contributors, we are the collaborators. HPC is thus a collaborative endeavor. Endeavor means effort, which includes teachers, parents, peers, and the learner himself or herself. So all together, what do you see? HPC. This HPC is not only HPC, is not it's not merely a piece of paper. Rather, it is the child himself or herself. ये जो बीच में आप ग्रीन देख पा रहे हो, this is not HPC. This is the child himself or herself, and these are the collaborators. Yeah. So, who will frame the principles, rules? Who will collaborate? Who will contribute for this HPC? Teachers, parents, peers, learners. Teachers means not the class teacher. When I take these online sessions now for CBSE also, sometimes participants they ask, sir, I think this is the sole responsibility of the teacher to prepare the holistic progress card. No, all the teachers teaching a particular class. Suppose 6C is there, 5 teachers are teaching that class. They must sit together, and if possible, principal may be also taken in loop. Generally, what do we do during PTMs? What happen? What happens now? We call the parents, and then we start talking about the negative traits of the child. मेरी बात नहीं मानता है. He never obeys my orders. He's not so obedient. He does not complete the homework. He does not keep quiet. Then the parents will say, ma'am, sir, we are paying a hefty amount in the form of fee. Then why are you there in the class? What is your role if you are calling us for these short things? So, dear parents, now dear teachers, now the time has got changed. So what should be done? You must talk to the parents in a very what we call refined manner. The core competencies of the child must be brought to their notice. And then you must ask, could you please focus on the areas? Could you please tell me how can we all together improve the present what we call plight, position, condition of the child? In this way, you must talk to the parents. ये कुछ नहीं करता है, ये कुछ नहीं कर सकता है, इसका इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. Then parents will say, why are you there then in the class? What is your role? So I'm sure whether you know about the nuances of HPC after my lecture gets over, you must know how to communicate with the parents. Otherwise, you shall never. Suppose some parents cropped up, they came to the school. You talk to them in a very rude manner. They will reciprocate as well in the same coin. They will pay you in the same coin. And then you will write, the parents are very rude, and same with the child. No, this is not to be done. Parents must be felt valued. They must be respected. They must be acknowledged. Only then you shall be able to prepare the transparent. Transparent means justifiable, unbiased HPC. Otherwise, the parents, they will write wrong remarks. I'm not happy with the school. The school does not have good teachers. Then your mission will fail. Okay? So it's a collaborative effort. If suppose you are very harsh with the child, what will the child tell घर जाके? How is the school beta? Suppose society में somebody is asking, the child will say school is a place जहाँ हमारे पापा को लूटा जाता है और हमें कूटा जाता है. So this should not be done. Your communication with the parents must be congenial, must be in harmonious. Otherwise, you shall never be able to produce HPC in a true sense. There will be some glitches, there will be some lapses. So today's session, I think, will focus on those lapses, how to bridge those gaps. Okay, I'm sure things are clearer to you till now. So HPC is a collaborative endeavor effort. The child is there in the heart of the HPC. Parents, teachers, peers, and learner himself, they are the collaborators, they are the contributors. Aims and spirit of HPC.
If anyone wants to ask any question, please you can ask.
Yeah. Please. I think we have discussed about the format. What kind of format will be there, and who will be the collaborator? Dear teachers, this has
Sir,
been.
sir,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have a question.
yeah.
Yeah,
Please ask.
Manoj ji. Yeah, please.
Yeah, sir, I have seen the formats given by CBSE.
Hmm.
So, sir, it takes 25 pages. I mean,
Hmm.
3 to 5.
Hmm.
So, sir, we have to provide the report card in the same manner, or we can reduce something. I mean, 25 pages for the child, I think, so it's not practical.
No. Your question is, should we provide a hard copy?
No. Whenever at the end of the exam, when the
Hmm.
parents generally, right now, they are collecting the report card of the child, it is
Hmm.
maximum 2 or 3 pages, right? So,
Hmm.
this is the first time we are going to implement HPC in our school. So,
Okay.
the sample I have seen given by CBSE, it is still 25 pages, sir.
No, sir. You can customize. There's no need.
Okay.
25. Yeah. Otherwise, it will become very heavy, sir. How will the child
So,
carry it out? Suppose some pages are
no,
missing. No. It should not be cumbersome. Schools have been given this liberty to customize, to tailor it in their own way. And
okay.
a process has been told, sir. We shall discuss about the process.
Okay,
35
sir.
pages means it's a booklet.
Yeah,
And
that only I
suppose,
was thinking. So,
yeah,
how
yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
will
And
be
suppose
complete.
the child, sir, बच्चा घर जा रहा है, and if the child forgets that booklet in the auto, if the child misplaces it, then again it will be a Herculean task for the school and the teacher. How will they
So,
reproduce it? Yeah.
sir, just one more question is there. In a particular categories, there are subcategories. So, we can
Hmm.
reduce subcategories, right?
Yeah. Sometimes you can collaborate. You can in between also. Suppose 10 columns are there, sir, and 10 different what we call parameters are there. You can combine. You can collaborate. You can combine means in under one heading. You can combine 3 4 indicators, 3 4 descriptors. That's up to you. Am I clear to you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Shall we move forward?
You mean whatever the best possibility is there that we should do.
Sure. I'll share a sample with
Okay,
ma'am as well. Don't worry. Yeah, and you shall get
okay,
the
sir. Thank you,
what
sir.
do you call, sample copy of the report, this progress card, which has been prepared by my school. Don't worry. Aim and spirit of HPC. We have discussed this as of for. I told you one more assessment, that is assessment in learning. So the process of learning needs to be given more importance than the product. The process is important. Process means how. What is not important? What did you achieve? No. And who means the learner. What kind of the temperament of the learner is, that needs to be taken care of. Assessment, as let me tell you, as stands for the child himself or herself is assessing. Peer assessment is as. Of summative, term and pen paper test, big long test of 3 hours. Four means, what is four? Some formative assessments, Monday test, surprise test, class test. It provides insights regarding the learner's strengths, areas of interest, as well as scope for improvements. Outcomes are very much important. I told you about one outcome. Let me tell you a very beautiful example of a larger outcome. Manoj Sharma sir, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sir, suppose
Yes, sir.
your school receives an invitation, or rather a notification from CBSE that Mr. Manoj, you are the principal of the school. That's why it's your duty. You must celebrate Environment Day or tree plantation day in your school. You must click some photographs. You must share those photographs on a given link, and you must publish it there in the newspaper. And the newspaper cutting is also to be shared with CBSE. You invited two students or a student from class 12. The student planted a sapling. You clicked pictures with the student, and you shared those pictures with the with a CBSE, with other NCRT, or you published it in the newspaper also. The newspaper cutting was also shared with CBSE. Your objective was to to sensitize children about trees, and your purpose was to your objective was to plant more and more trees so that your school looks green, or you wanted to follow the instructions given by CBSE. That's it. This was the purpose. Let's talk about the outcomes. After 10 years, in the year 2035, a very what we call lavish car, Mercedes, enters the premises of your school. A gentleman, handsome gentleman, he steps into your office, sir, touches your feet, sir. Did you remember me? Did you recognize me, sir? Do you recognize me, sir? I passed my schooling from your school in the year, from this very school in the year 2025 or 26. So now I have become the collector of this very city. That's why I thought of visiting my old school, my alma mater. Sir, I'm an alumnus of this very school, 2025 batch, 2026 batch. And sir, you would be happy to know that I have become the collector now. And recently, the President of India awarded me with the award Best Collector of the Year. He clicks a selfie with that tree. With the now the tree has grown bigger, taller. You are also there in the center. Your school's name is also there. Selfies are clicked, photographs are taken, and those photographs reach to the President of India, and the President of India wishes to have a look visit to your school, and he sends an invitation to you, Mr. Manoj. I'm so happy that the
Yes.
collector is an alumnus of your school. I would like to visit your school. All the preparations are made, and the President of India visits your school along with the president, other vice president, the prime minister also. So when the sapling was planted, sir, this outcome was not there in your mind. You're not about the you're not mindful about the visit of the president. So this was sudden outcome. This is outcome. I think this is the definition of outcome. If you are recording, if you are putting some good remarks there for the child there, I'm sure one day you will fly high in the air. I'm sure about it. This sentence
Yes, sir.
may click there. This sentence may give an impetus to the child. And one day, if he becomes a pilot, wing commander, credit will go to you, sir. So that's why this HPC has been designed. This HPC will talk about all the good qualities, areas of improvement. Beta, you have great knowledge about the subject. If you improve your behavior a little bit, miracle will happen, beta, and you will move towards perfection. So this HPC is a journey for the child from good to great. I'm sure my things are clearer to you. Be a dynamic and continuous process. Continuous process. It's an ongoing process. This is not so
Dr.
that you.
Hindu is writing, words can do so much.
Pardon, ma'am?
Dr. Hindu is writing in the chat box that words can do so much.
Yeah, ma'am. Words are inspirations. Thank you,
It
ma'am.
can be motivating and demotivating both.
Demoting as well. Sometimes demoting as
Yes.
well. Don't try it. तुम कुछ नहीं कर सकते. Don't write about the trust issues. Sometimes a gentleman was beating his child bitterly. The child was crying. The child was given punishment. Somebody asked, "Why are you beating your child?" The gentleman said, "I am going to Delhi for 5 days today only, and tomorrow the result of the child will be out."
So in advance, I'm beating it.
Yeah. So this should not be done, ma'am. You must have the trust. The you must have watched an advertisement there on TV these days, television. इस हॉस्टल में 400 बच्चे नहीं 400 माओं का विश्वास रहता है. Sir, that Vishwas must be reflected in the form of HPC. HPC is not a piece of paper, Indu ma'am. HPC is a great document. It must be made a Bible for the child. When the child will have a reflection of the HPC, he must feel happy. That Indu ma'am once had written a beautiful statement for me when I was in grade 6. Only at that time I decided to be an IS officer. So, Indu ma'am, we have to kindle that spark in the child. and one day it will turn into a fire. And every teacher has this capability. So sometimes acceptance on the part of the teacher will work. Suppose the child is not so obedient, then what should be done? We must think about those things. Why is the child so disobedient? Why is the child behaving like this? So if these things are there on the part of the teacher, if the teacher is meticulous a little bit, if the teacher is showing empathy, if the teacher is showing sympathy, I think miracle will happen, and all together we shall win over this battle. Sometimes you will say, sir, now truancy is very common among students. No, this HPC, when the child will, what we will revisit the HPC after 5 years, 10 years, or after passing the school, I think it must be a pleasurable reading for him or her. So, dear teachers, I would request you to write pleasant remarks, but with diplomacy. This should not be done. The child is not showing any interest in the subject, and despite that, you are writing, "Oh wow, he's a very good student. He has great interest in mathematics." No. So, what should be done? The true, the authentic assessment must be there. Otherwise, this HPC will prove a great fiasco. You will be happy to know that when this initially this committee was formed about HPC, I was also one of the members there. Means I was one of the consultants there. So we remained there in Delhi for 10 long days. So this was means thought of the directors, Parak director, NCRT, everybody was consulted. Then they came up with this very idea that it's not merely a document, rather it's a Bible, as I told you, and it must be a pleasurable reading for the child. It's a continuous, dynamic, and continuous process aiding the growth and the development of the learner instead of assessing or judging the final outcome only. No. And one more thing, dear teachers, you must not celebrate your teaching there in the HPC. You must celebrate the learning of the child. And as in the initial slides, what did we discuss? That every child is unique. So the uniqueness must be respected. The uniqueness must be recorded. You shall find a variety of students there, heterogeneous mixture of students. Now it becomes your duty to identify the individual talent of the child, and you must record it. Acknowledges and celebrates the uniqueness of each learner. It traces the progress of all round development of the learner holistic, and it is recommended to include multiple forms of assessment. आप नुक्कड़ नाटक करवाइए, प्ले करवाइए, debates, declamations, just a minute topic, sometimes general discussion. You just call the child, "Hi, Rajan, could you please come?" "Yeah." "Rajan, what do you want to be? What do you think about life?" "Ma'am, life is like an ice cream. Enjoy it before it melts." "Ma'am, I don't want to get married. Marriage, I think for me, it's not so good. I'm a freedom lover. I love liberty." So you shall come to know about the nature, about the temperament of the child. And accordingly, you may discuss these very things with the parents, but in a very diplomatic manner. Don't say your daughter does not want to get married. Again, you have to repose the faith. You have to respect the faith of the child. If a child comes to you, "Ma'am, I have some suicidal tendencies in me. Sometimes I think that I must commit suicide." Then you should not directly tell this very thing to the parents. क्या पता the child is committing suicide because of the parents' pressure. So you must not record this very thing कि राजन सर आपने कहा था कि when this Vasudha was there in my class in 7th she wanted to commit suicide. No, the negative aspect must not be recorded. Let me once again harp on the same string. The beautiful part, good qualities, attributes of the child must be recorded. But the areas of improvement, very diplomatically. I told you, thoda hai, thode ki jarurat hai. So, what kind of, let me once again, Pepsi, ye dil mange more. So, बच्चा जब पढ़े, when the parents they read those statements, those remarks in the HPC, they must feel happy. आपको कान को ऐसे नहीं पकड़ना है डायरेक्टली, ऐसे पकड़ना है कि these are the core competencies of the child and this is needed. These are the areas of improvement. That's it. झूठ झूठ भी नहीं बोलना है. Don't pull the wool over the eyes of the parents. No. Transparent thing, logical thing, coherent thing. Again, when we talk about the smart things, smart goals, smart outcomes. Smart stands for specific, measurable, attainable or achievable, SMAR, relevant, and time bound. So these things, today the child is not able to speak, but means the child is hesitant in speaking. But means after 15 days, I can see a gradual improvement in Rajat, Rahul, Shweta, Vasudha, like this. And when you are writing another remark after 2 months, I'm so happy. I'm glad to see a transformation in Rajat. Rajat has become an articulate speaker now. Proud of you, dear. This kind of statements must be there. Initially, you are writing, Rajat, you can do it. Rajat, I have full faith in Rajat. He will become a great speaker one day. And after 6 months, when Rajat scored so well, or Rajat stood first in inter-house debating competition, proud of you, Rajat. You really proved yourself. Yeah, you are a wonderful orator. So when you what we call notice the progress within 6 months, within 7 months, 10 months, you must record it. Basharte, you must have that ability in you. That's why such kind of workshops are conducted, webinars are conducted. Otherwise, you can read the document anywhere. PPTs are available everywhere. Everything is there on the website of this Parak. Features, let's do it quickly. Features: participatory and learner centric approach. And who are the partners? Parents, peer, school administration, sometimes all the teachers, not only the class teacher, and the learner himself. Inclusive means covering all the aspects, all children. एक भी बच्चा छूटने न पाए, सुरक्षा चक्र टूटने न पाए. It assesses the task and not the learner. आपने यू मस्ट हैव सीन अ स्टेटमेंट आउटसाइड सम जेल्स, पाप से घृणा करो, पापी से नहीं. So we are not assessing the learner here, we are assessing the task, the qualities. And it will assess the ability of the child to complete an assessment according to defined competencies and skills continuously. While designing, while writing your remarks in HPC, my dear teachers, you must keep this very thing in mind, that every child is unique and the uniqueness of the child must be respected at all. And a teacher who knows how to address diversity, if you know how to tailor your presentation as per the needs of the learners present in the class, you will be able to do justice with HPC. So, what is required? A rigorous training on your part is required. Rigorous, very meticulous observation on your part is required. This is not so that you went to the class, okay, beta, tell me your unique qualities. Suppose student A is there and student B. Okay, student B, come to me. Could you please tell me something about student A? Sir, student A is, ma'am, he is very egoist. He is very, what we call, selfish. He is miserly in nature. And you wrote down all those three words. No. You must ask for the opinion of student P. Ma'am, student A is very generous. But I got a very negative feedback from B. Ma'am, they are staunch enemies. Their parents, they never talk to each other. So this is to be also recorded. Otherwise, for the sake of formality, if you're doing it, you will not be able to create a justifiable HPC. I'm sure I'm clear to you. So this is the ability of the child to complete an assessment according to defined competencies and skills continuously. Builds on self-awareness and self-esteem. What did I say? I'm proud of you. You can do it. You can, you will. The HPC communicates the strengths and areas of improvement. Kamiyan mat boliye, don't say the areas of what I'm saying, areas of improvement. I'm not saying flaws. तुम बिल्कुल कुछ नहीं कर सकते हो, ऐसा नहीं कहना है. And there should not be any trust issues. Acceptance and empathy on the part will contribute for the betterment of HPC. It builds on self-awareness. The HPC communicates the students and areas of improvement with participation and discussion between the teacher, the child, and where possible the parent. The parent must be taken in loop. Otherwise, what will happen? Gadbad hogi. You shall not be able to do it alone. Goal setting. The HPC includes opportunities for the child in consultation with the teacher to set future goals. What do we do? Pink color ka set, kitchen set for the girls, and bike or car for the boy. What kind of grooming is being done there? The parents say, "Mera Raja beta, Meri Rani betiya." Why? Means this again. The girl wishes to be a boxer. The girl wishes to be a cricketer. The boy wishes to be a cook, chef in a very what do you call chef in a hotel. हम लोग तो उल्टा कर रहे हैं. So you must tell about the interest, aptitude of the child to the parents. That's it. Teacher and the child in terms of future action. Tracks skills and competencies of the child. It assesses the competencies and skills as laid down in Nipun Padhiye document. It is interdisciplinary in nature. It's not about English, Hindi, debate. No. The HPC encourages and offers possibility for interdisciplinary task assessment under which individual tasks can be assessed. In alignment with the recommendations of the NEP 2020 to break the subject's silos. It is flexible in nature. Time and again, activities will be recorded, tasks, prompts, scaffolding kind of thing should be done. Templates and formats will be provided to the teacher. As somebody received a template of 25 pages, 35 pages, no. And there will be a possibility to customize them. I think, sir, you have got your answer. According to a school's individual needs, making the HPC a flexible tool. There is no hard and fast rule that only it should be a document of 35 pages. No, you can tailor it, you can make it. समय काल परिस्थिति के अनुसार you can make certain changes. You can tailor it, customize it. Structure. Let's talk about section. Section A will talk about developmental goals and competencies. This is the structure of HPC. A photograph of the child will also be pasted there. Information. Section 2 will be parents' feedback. Section C will talk about it is a portfolio. What does the child like, liking, dislikes, and hobbies, pastime, friends, drawing, sketches, like this. HPC format. This is a suggestive exemplar card based on the Nippon Bharat guidelines prepared for classes preschool 1 to grade 3. But now, it is in the process, it is in the pipeline. CBSE affiliated schools may adapt the card as per their requirement, context, locality, and priorities. This card is an individualized and comprehensive representation of child students' progress. HPC builds on continuous assessment to present a picture of the student's progress across a specific time. It provides what does it? Disaggregated reporting, unlike a single score or letter grade in subject area, continuous, constant in nature. It's a comprehensive list of age grade-wise outcomes in the Foundation Literacy and Numeracy (FLN) framework Nipun, which are expected to be covered during classroom sessions. However, for the purpose of reporting the progress of a student, selected competencies, it is not so that every competencies will be shown by the child. No, some competencies have also been mentioned there as per the ages. Foundational stage, preparatory, middle, and secondary. You shall find all those competencies there. So, represent the critical areas of instruction and development are highlighted in this card, along with each developmental goal. These competencies are year-long expectations. I talked about a word, acronym, SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Beginner, these are the levels, these are the interpretations. The student is at the beginning stage of the target competency and needs a great deal of support and hand-holding. The child needs scaffolding. Progressing, the child is able to meet some part of target competency independently, but needs some means once in a blue moon. Support and hand holding. Proficient, the student is able to meet the target competency independently without any support. Good, better, best. But these words are not to be written. These goals are to be met with the use of activity based and experiential learning pedagogy. Pedagogy is very much important, as we told. The product is not important, but process is important. By the teacher to enable a child to develop competencies. Observation and discussions by a teacher are also integral part of pedagogy required. Observation, discussion. When a child is at the beginner level, let's see what should be done. It would be desirable that the teacher includes a narrative how she will support the child. So means the methods should be thought of. The pedagogy must be thought by the teacher well in advance, and this must be taken care of. What when parental support is required. This is not so every time you are calling the parent. No, it's not possible for the schools. It will disturb the general routine of your school. So whenever you need the support of the parents, you may give share some inventory with them. You may talk to them over phone, mails, school website, school mail, many letters, school diary. Through these modes as well, you can communicate. For the purpose of representation of the level in the card, schools must select any non-hierarchical and neutral icon such as a flower, tree, smiley, etc. When you are representing something. Otherwise, don't use any symbols of religion, caste, creed, etc. Non-hierarchical and neutral, जैसे flower, tree, cloud, smiley, anything, uh, any mathematical thing like rhombus, square, smiley, like this only. Teachers must keep the record of the baseline level for each student at the beginning of the session. Child's records of the previous class can also be the baseline. You must take feedback from the previous class teachers. The progress card document is a combination of a child's own expression of self as well as the teacher's assessment of the child on the mentioned standards. So the child must be exhorted. Sometimes children they don't know about their competencies. So you must ask, Beta, what is your forte? How do you want to be when you grow old? What do you want to do for the society? What do you think about the school? Ma'am, school is a place where means when I come here, I really feel happy. It's a happy place for me. Then you will be able to again delve deep into the psyche of the child, and then you will be able to suggest something to the parents. Altogether, teachers must keep the record of the baseline level for each student at the beginning of the session. The progress card document is a combination. There is also a section of self-assessment and peer assessment, which shall reflect child's self-reflection and peer reflection on the basis of some task of activity-based experiential learning. This is assessment as learning, peer and self. This gives a complete picture of the child and provides an evidence as well as an opportunity to the child to present her growth in the progress review over years. So there is a term in Indian Army, in any of the armies, check back policy. When the peer will assess the child's growth and progress, I think again miracle will happen. Finally, a pictorial evidence of the child's work is represented in the portfolio section. Picture will be there. This will essentially present the child's work in the task assigned. Why has this been added here? Art integration. So, in order to make the HPC more lucrative, more beautiful, in order to beautify this piece, this has been added. This is a sample all about me. I am my height, my weight, my birthday, my friends, my total attendance. I was late for 2 days because you may add because this is suggestive only. I like to, you can find a cloud there. I like to draw. I like to listen to songs. My parents, their name. My parents are very cooperative, very supportive. My favorite food, color, support, anything, animal. You may include many more things here. So this is all about HPC. Let me show you a very small video why there was a need. Then we shall move forward. Just a minute. Dear teacher, there should not be any communication gap as we discussed here. Is it visible to you, the video?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Let's see. There should not be any communication gap so far as my presentation is concerned. And if any gaps are there, you all are requested to bridge those gaps. Okay, let me take your opinion. Who is at fault here? The lady did a gesture, and the gentleman again he followed the instruction given by the lady. She's a customer, and the gentleman is a waiter here. Could you please tell me who is at fault?
Lady.
The lady. Why, ma'am? This why is your critical thinking, your analytical ability. Could you please tell me why?
The action was given by her
Yeah, the action was, but
and
ma'am,
it was followed by the
okay,
waiter.
okay, okay. The waiter is not at fault. Anybody else?
Yeah, sir, instruction was not clear,
Waiter.
so there was a
Yeah,
confusion.
instructions were not clear. So the lady is to be blamed.
Sir, I would say it's a problem with the waiter
Waiter,
regarding
wow.
because
Why?
professionally a waiter will not put his finger
Wow,
over
wow,
the
wow, wow,
register,
wow,
right?
ma'am. Kudos to you, ma'am. Please tell me your contact number. I shall Paytm you 15 rupees for a chocolate because I'm not able to give you chocolate here. Yeah,
It's
you're
fine.
absolutely right. There's no communication gap, sir. The lady is from Germany and the waiter is from India. Examples are there. Being a professional, good professional, the waiter must provide a straw to the lady or a spoon to the lady. Though the lady may be at fault, but she's a customer only. Language barrier must be there. But being a professional, good professional, the waiter should not do like this. Or one more aspect may be there. One more what we call result may be there. One more thing may be there. The waiter did not go any kind of training. Skillveda did not organize any kind of training for the waiter, or he did not attend any of the trainings organized by CBSE, NCRT, Nippon Nishtha, or Parak. Otherwise, he could have given her a spoon or a straw. So this gap should not be there. I completely think that the waiter is responsible, though there was a communication gap, though there was a language gap, there was a barrier. Okay, let's have a look on one of. Now you shall find communication is clear. Instructions are being given, but let's see. You shall find three versions. I need your separate opinions, please.
What this organization really needs is a one-on-one approach.
Sir, ma'am, instructions were clear here. The gentleman was not using any bombastic word, the trainer, the teacher. He said we need one on one approach. You see the behavior. The instructions are being followed in letter and spirit. But what did you see? Okay, we shall not discuss it. One more version is there.
Actually, what this organization really needs is repositioning. That means that What is
And
organization?
this third version is one of my favorite. You must see the reaction of the waiter, the chai wala bhaiya.
Desperately needs is change.
Now, sir, who should be held responsible? Manoj Sharma, sir. The instructor, the teacher
Uh,
was very clear. The teacher was very
no,
clear in
sir,
giving.
they,
Yeah.
I think there is a gap. I mean, that gap should be bridged.
Yeah, yeah. No, no. Means the people, I think, again, they are making a fool of the instructor. They are very smart people because
Yeah,
change is a very common word. Repositioning is a very common word. One on everybody knows about it. So I think they are befooling. The team is befooling the instructor, teacher. Sometimes, dear teacher, this will happen. So far as HPC is concerned, I think there should not be any kind of gap there. You must bridge the gap. No, no.
sir, sometimes it happens in our classes also.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
if you are very sound with the subject, then you
Mhm.
can come over with these words.
Yeah, yeah. But sometimes I think, sir, if you are not clearer in the instructions, Mr. Manoj once went to the class and he gave a word to the class. Okay, dear students, please use the word procrastination in your own sentence. A student wrote, procrastination is a difficult word. Sir, will you award marks him or not? You will have to because the child has made a sentence. Or sometimes, suppose you gave a word deterioration, and again you are asking, use the word deterioration in your own sentence. The child writes, deterioration, I do not know how to use the word deterioration in my own sentence. The child has made a sentence. How will you judge it? So, on the part of the teacher also, instructions must be clearer. Otherwise, I think you shall never be able to judge the competencies, assess the competencies of the child. One more thing, your behavior, our behavior will also be means very important there. Let's see. Problem and solution, both in a 30 seconds video. You shall find a problem and a solution. If our behavior is not up to the mark, I think if you are blaming the child, suppose the child is again, let me share this very thing with you. If the child is showing rude behavior, if the child is defiant, if the child is disobedient, I think we must revisit our strategy, our pedagogy. Let's see.
No! Stupid! Go to your room right now! What are you teaching your child?
No! Fine, stupid.
These are the outcomes.
Children see, children learn. Bud, color on paper, not the wall. Let's clean this up. I'll get you some, okay? Your actions become their actions.
Here, draw on your own paper.
These
Learn
are
to
the
guide your
positive
child in a
outcomes.
positive way at childrenseechildrenlearn.ca.
Okay. Sometimes you will say, sir, you have told a lot of things about HPC, sir, but I think we cannot implement these things. Things can be changed for better. Let's see one more video and then we shall say it a day, call it a day. It's a Sunday. I think by adopting these things, we shall be able to achieve better outcomes. And now comes, this is again the format. The smileys have been used here. Beginners, means earlier the child was at the beginner stage, then in term one, he was progressing. He was not proficient in term one, but at term two, in one domain, extends help, cares, and shares play and learning material, is at the proficient level. So, by using these things, I think by adopting these things, you can. Is it visible to you, teachers?
Yes, yes.
Slides, okay. So, I think I'm not sure about the other slides, but you would like the last slide, the concluding slide. Why? Because this speaks about the end of today's seminar. I'm so happy, teachers, that you were there on the other part. Though I could not see you, I could not listen to your, I could not read your comments as well, your questions. But now you have a window period. If you have any questions, if you would like to
Sir,
talk,
I have a
yeah,
question.
please,
Sir,
please, 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 sir.
sir, that subparts of a particular category in the HPC,
Mhm.
suppose we have out of the 10 subpart, we have opted 6
Mm.
for our school. Can we change it for next year?
Could you please repeat your question, sir?
Sir, in HPC, there are subparts in a particular category, right?
Mhm.
So if there are, suppose 10 subparts are there, for this
Mhm.
year we have chosen 5 of them, okay, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
But can we go for a little bit change in the subparts next year if possible?
Yeah, yeah. Slight changes can be made, but I think you cannot temper the entire HPC. Whatever has been decided, whatever has been instructed, the instructions are to be followed. But slight change, as we discussed
Not
now,
all the
we,
subparts, sir,
yeah,
but
yeah, subpart, subpart. But sir, you are supposed to assess all the
so
subparts
not
also.
all, sir, but in a particular or someone for next year, if we need, we can change that only. I want not
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
you can change. You
subpart.
can change. You can collaborate, sir. You can make a blend.
Okay.
Suppose under one heading you are assessing this very thing, and sir, everything is interlinked here. Don't think that you will assess empathy at one end under one heading, sympathy another heading, sharing, caring. Sir, sharing, caring, empathy, sympathy, acceptance, forgiveness, everything comes under all these are means in a single bag. So we have to again assess the child. HPC means CBSE and NEP is not so much rigid so far as the assessment part is concerned. Again, means liberty has been, the ball is in the court of the school. Means transparent, judicious. Assessment is not punitive here. It is for the betterment of the child. It's not for giving any kind of punishment to the child that we are giving. And again, the fear of the red mark, it is also to be decreased. Means let's have a gist of this very HPC today's webinar. The students are at the center. Students must be recognized, they must be valued, they must be acknowledged, and in consultation with the parents of the students, I think we must come to better what we call observations, and those observations are for the betterment of the student, not to punish him, not to demean the child. And we are supposed to use gender specific language also. We are supposed to use we cannot write like we cannot write statements related to community, religion, caste, creed, color, complexion, no. So means all these things must be taken care of. But so far as these sub areas or areas are concerned, you can alter them. You cannot delete those things, but you can make certain changes. The liberty has been given to schools.
Thank you, Mr. Rajan, for such an informative and descriptive webinar. I hope
Thank you.
everybody likes the webinar.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for
Thanks a
providing
lot for
this.
your time and efforts, Mr. Rajan. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for providing this platform to me.
Thank
And
you.